Hello and welcome to History and Art Secrets for a new journey in search of knowledge. This video story is divided into 2 episodes due to the importance of the topic. This is the second episode. On the evening of March 25, 1938, Ettore Majorana secretly left Naples for Palermo, sparking a mystery with multiple hypotheses for its solution. The story of his disappearance unfolds between March 25 and 26, 1938. On March 25, he left Naples without warning, heading to the port to board the ferry to Palermo. He sent 2 letters, one to his colleagues and one to his family, suggesting a final act. On the morning of March 26, he reached Palermo, partially erased his previous letters, and wrote a telegram to his family announcing his immediate return. From that moment on, there was no further reliable news, and he was not found on the return ferry. The Italian authorities conducted investigations and interrogations that yielded no answers. A few days earlier, he handed his notes to Gilda Senatore, urging her to keep them. On March 24, he wrote to Antonio Corelli, director of the University of Naples, announcing an extreme act but without providing any reasons. Let's examine the various hypotheses put forward. Suicide hypothesis. This hypothesis stems from the disconsolate content of his final letters, perceived as a final farewell. Some believe he chose to drown himself shortly before landing in Palermo, taking advantage of the sea crossing. The lack of bodies reinforced the idea of an extreme act that went undetected by local authorities. This explanation remains one of the most dramatic. Escape to Latin America. According to others, he fled to Latin America undercover, staging his own disappearance. Supporting this hypothesis are reports of an individual called Bini, cited in Venezuela in the 1950s and suspected of being the scientist. Facial similarities prompted investigators from the RIS in Rome to investigate, but nothing definitive emerged. The idea of voluntary exile would explain the escape plan and the enduring silence. Retreat to a monastery. A hypothesis fueled by Leonardo Sciascia posits that he chose monastic life to escape the academic world. Some witnesses reported a mysterious guest in a Basilian convent in Cilento. No written source confirms his actual arrival. Involvement of secret services. The hypothesis holds that he was recruited by the secret services of nations interested in nuclear fission. The Germans or British could have aspired to include him in their war programs. His disappearance could be explained as an orchestrated transfer for reasons of state. Accident at sea. One hypothesis links the disappearance to an accident at sea, with no voluntary involvement. The criticality of the vessel could have caused a rapid and unwitnessed drowning. The careless handling of the ship's logs would have favored the inadvertent concealment of the event. Leonardo Sciascia dedicated the essay The Disappearance of Majorana to Majorana, transforming him into the archetype of an intellectual torn between science and conscience. With a mix of real documents and literary references, he elevated the story to an enigma. Numerous translations spread the story beyond Italy, helping to establish his collective image, and the work remains a reference for those exploring his fate. In 2011, the Rome Prosecutor's Office reopened the case, applying modern forensic techniques to photographs and documents, but without definitively clarifying the identity of any possible doubles. DNA tests and biometric analyses have produced inconclusive results, further fueling the debate. Nearly a century after the event, Majorana's fate remains shrouded in mystery, keeping alive the debate on the ethical limits of science. If you enjoyed this video story, please like it, share it on your social media, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you. Hello and welcome.